It's bold, it's brash, and it's back. FIBA 3x3 basketball at its very best. Coming up, practice makes perfect for Auckland marksman Karl Neuer. Plus, you'll meet the white Jordan of Wuka. He's got the name, plus he's got the game. And Noah Lazarus is never lost for words in his 3x3 music. We'll tell you why coming up. Beijing hosts a sporting event that has its roots in the parks and streets. A game played on a half court with one hoop over a 10-minute period with 12-second shot clocks and a first team to 21 points winner. It's fun, it's urban, and it's street smart in the Forbidden City. A game-winning two for Cihna, a rim-rocking slam for Ater Majak, and a sweep for Amamatsu set the Beijing Masters abuzz on opening day. And so did juggernauts Novi Sad Awada in Pool A. Novi Sad played Marco Dugosia instead of Dejan Majstorovic, who was out with an ankle injury that he suffered in the team's Demercy Masters title triumph. Dusan Bulut and Marco Savage combined for 5 two-pointers in a 21-11 rout of Jeonju. However, Jeonju bounced back and rolled to a 21-13 victory in an all-China affair against the students of Shanghai Su's. Team captain Wu Win had 5 twos and 11 points for the winners. Novi Sad, of course, then eliminated Shanghai. Bulletproof caught fire with 6 two-pointers and had 14 big points in a 21-8 Novi Sad romp.
Dusan Bulut, you better stop it out here in Beijing. Faked the pass and made the layup. He's #1 in the world for a reason.
In Pool B, Gdansk rolled to a pair of victories. The Polish squad breezed to a 19-9 win over Beirut. Pavel Pavlovsky knocking down 2 threes and scoring 10 points in the win. Beirut, who had 7 points from Tony Sirhan, were much better the next time out against Cihna. Kosti Kotsi, the shortest player at the Beijing Masters, sparked Beirut with 10 points as he had 4 two-pointers. But Cihna won a thriller thanks to Lin Jian. With the contest knotted at 19 apiece, Lin launched and made a game-winning two-pointer right in Sirhan's grill to send Beirut home. Gdansk then put an exclamation mark on their day with a 21-8 beatdown of Cihna. Michael Money in the Bank Hicks torched the Chinese team with 5 deuces and a game-high 11 points. In Pool C, St. Petersburg had a dream start with a 19-12 triumph over Tokyo. 2 members of Russia's team had the recent 3x3 European Championship. Vitaly Kuznetsov and Alexander Lishitskin and Leo Lagutin all wreaked havoc. Kuznetsov and Lagutin each had 6 points, and Lishitskin had 5 as 3rd seed St. Petersburg prevailed. In the next Pool C game, Beijing's Majak had 11 points and a ferocious 2-handed smash.
Majak is an all-around beast man. I don't even know what to call him.
But Tokyo scrapped out a 19-18 win thanks to Kieta Suzuki. He had the single best performance of the tournament with 6 twos and 15 points. Rain forced Beijing's game against St. Petersburg to be played on Saturday. When it did tip off, the Russians had no answer for former NBA draft pick Majak, who had 14 points. But Lagutin had 11, and St. Petersburg ended up winning it 20-19 to eliminate Beijing. In Pool D, Amamatsu blew away Auckland 21-8. The Japanese throttled the #4 seeds, getting 5 two-point bombs and 13 points overall from Bikramjit Gill. Chihiro Ikeda showed a blistering first step and added 7 points for Amamatsu. 12 seeds Wukasong of China almost sprung a surprise in the next Group D game against Amamatsu, but ended up falling 20-19. Gil, who had 12 points in 3 games at the Utsunomiya Masters in July with Amamatsu, drilled 3 more 2-pointers and scored 8 points in all against Wukesong as his team clinched first in Pool D. Rain postponed Auckland's clash with Wukesong until Saturday, and once it started, Karl Neuer erupted for 5 2-pointers and scored a game-high 12 points. But Sung Pang led Wukesong with 8 points, and they scrapped out a 21-19 win to clinch second place and a spot in the quarterfinals. There's nothing that can change a 3x3 game faster than a deadly marksman. Though his Auckland team didn't make it past the pool phase, 2 games was more than enough to see shooting is what Karl the Beard Noyer does best.
It's obviously a position that's quite high for me shooting. It's obviously one of the things I can provide for a team, hopefully. So yeah, practicing before I came here, it was sort of 3 weeks. The daily routine is obviously most mornings before using the shooting machine obviously helps to get volume shots up. And it sort of gives me a bit more confidence obviously shooting my shot and the technique obviously. Just certain NBA players, I mean the guys at the moment like Klay Thompson and Steph Curry obviously.
Noyer is one of the players on the 3x3 Masters Tour that specializes in the art of draining jump shots. Among those that have caught his eye, Jasmine Herzegovich of Ljubljana.
I think Yasmin's got a nice shot. I watched a couple of games and one of the World Tour stops and he was sort of knocking down 4 or 5 in the games, catch and release very quick.
The 28-year-old Noyer grew up playing basketball but specializes in the 3x3 game now. He's the #1 ranked player in New Zealand after making some specific adjustments to his game.
5-on-5, you can sort of obviously run down the court, catch and shoot a ball, whereas 3-on-3s is more defense on you. The things again that are quite hard obviously is transition, bringing the ball outside the 3-point line, shooting a quick shot, having to shoot a shot with a couple of guys on you. In 5-on-5 there's a lot more catch and shoot kind of stuff, whereas 3-on-3 I practice a lot of dribbling outside the key, quick shots. Another big factor obviously is the fatigue in 3-on-3, so being able to shoot when you're tired is very important.
Novi Sad Al-Wada continued their march to the quarterfinals, and they got another win, although the perimeter scoring didn't really come into play. Bulletproof had 10 points, and Savage, who had the team's only 2-pointer, had 8 points as Novi Sad overcame Wukesong 21-17.
Down to the Iron Bull, and he gets his stuff rejected back in his face from Dusan Bulut.
Sun Pang had 7 points in defeat for Wukesong.
They're an amazing team. You know, for the first day, you saw they know how to play. They're strong, they're athletic, they can shoot.
He misses. You better get up there, Jordan. White Jordan looking like MJ himself.
It's bad that they couldn't qualify for Abu Dhabi. I would like to see more teams like that, especially in Asia.
St. Petersburg were next up, and they improved to 3-0 with a 21-8 hammering of Cihna. Maxim Zimarin came to the fore with his 3 shots from long range and a team-high 8 points. Lagotin weighed in with 7 points for the Russians. St. Petersburg marched on while Cihna's journey came to an end. In the third quarterfinal, Michael Hicks made some more trips to the bank for Dansk. He deposited not 1, not 2, not 3, and not 4, but 5 2-pointers on Tokyo. He walked off the court with a game-high 11 points, and Pavlovsky chipped in with 6 in a 21-11 win.
We worked the whole summer to get to this point, and we have a good shot right now.
Amamatsu then remained unbeaten with a 19-14 victory over Jinju. This time, Chihiro Ikeda had the win in his sails for Amamatsu with 9 points. All 4 Amamatsu players connected from beyond the arc in the victory.
I think our teammates, they played great. You know, our whole thing was we got to play defense for the whole game, and offense would come. You know, I was fortunate enough to make a couple plays to help us get up, and you know, our defense kind of took over from there.
Man, oh man, there was plenty of firepower on display from long range at the Beijing Masters. Not surprisingly, 4 of the best made it to the shootout contest final. They were Lin Jiang of Jinan, Karl Neuer of Auckland, Keita Suzuki of Tokyo, and Michael Hicks of Gdansk. The left-handed gunslinger Noyer looked good with 12 points, but the explosive Hicks, who had been knocking down twos like his life depended on it for Gdansk, had caught fire in the shootout final and tied his own World Tour record with 14 points to finish ahead of the New Zealander Neuer in first place.
Oh man, here he goes. Here he goes. Uh-oh, he's in the zone now. He's in the zone now. And he's gonna tie it. He's gonna tie the record. And then he plays his little guitar at the end. 14 ties the record. Michael, money in the bank, Hicks.
When your name is Jordan and you're a very good basketball player, there's an immediate connection to the fans. At least that's how it's been for Jordan Demercy, a professional player from America in China. Demercy showed off his skills with Team Wukesong at the 3x3 Beijing Masters. He was at his high-flying best for a team that was the lowest seed at the tournament, but didn't play anything like it. They advanced to the quarterfinals before falling in a tough game against reigning champs Novi Sad Al-Wada. Demercy came up with some big plays at the Beijing Masters. It's what the fans in China expected from the player they call White Jordan.
Uh-oh! Uh-oh! It's White Jordan once again, the two-handed boom.
First time coming over here, I actually played in my first outside game, and there was maybe 10, 12,000 people outside in the middle of nowhere in China. It's not like it was in Beijing or Shanghai or Guangzhou, a big city. The passion they have for basketball, like you said, there's courts everywhere. Even in Tiananmen Square, they have basketball courts on the side for the guys to get basketball practice in and just exercising. But it's a culture that is taking over day by day, and it's an honor to be able to be here for it and enjoy the experience along with the ride.
While he's relatively new to the 3x3 FIBA game, Demercy is very impressive, especially with his ability to get above the rim. It wasn't a completely new experience for Demercy, though, since he comes from America. White Jordan certainly raised some eyebrows at the Beijing Masters, and the 28-year-old will be someone to keep an eye on in the future.
Now my first time playing FIBA 3x3 is once again another new experience for me, because in America we kind of shy away from a lot of 3x3 and it's mostly 5-on-5 leagues and stuff like that. But seeing the FIBA 3x3 and the organization and how it's ran, top tier, and it's definitely been a lot of fun so far. Well, actually growing up, we don't have regulated 3x3 leagues, but in the backyard we're playing 3x3 all summer long, all winter long. So not really a hard adjustment, but it's definitely something with the rules, because you score and so quickly the other team's taking it out and they're getting the shot up in a matter of 3 seconds. So there's definitely a lot of strategy involved, and I think it's underestimated how much is going on in 3x3. It's just not playing 3x3 one-on-one basketball. They don't know my full name, they just call me White Jordan. I'm like, okay, well, my name is Jordan Demercy, it's nice to meet you. But it's pressure because they relate me to Michael Jordan, who is the greatest of all time. So I don't know how I can compare to anything like that, but I just go out there and give my best performance every time. And so far, every crowd and every team I've played with has been satisfied with my efforts out here.
Now it's time for liftoff, baby. The dunk contest at the 3x3 Beijing Masters. Inclement weather forced organizers to move the competition indoors, but the contestants still put on a show. There were 3 guys that liked the high altitude that took part: Eric Errol Przybylski, Lapu, and Jordan Sutherland, the winner of the dunk contest in Mexico City. All 3 of these dudes went at it. Both Errol and Sutherland showed off their hang time by jumping over people in the competition. Errol looked like he had springs for legs. He took off, jumped over a volunteer before throwing down a 2-handed reverse smash. Sutherland, meanwhile, showed off his creative side when he snatched the ball after it bounced off the side of the backboard before jamming it home crazy, ridiculous like. Just as he did back in July, Sutherland's jaw-dropping jams put him in the #1 spot and allowed him to take home another big check.
Wasn't easy, only won by a point. Missed a couple dunks I knew I could have made. Should have made them first try. Just got to go back at home and just put some more work in so I can just make sure I make those first time next time. I want to say happy birthday to my mom. I did this competition for you. I'm sorry I couldn't be home for your birthday, but I came home with the win. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you.
The top seed in Beijing, Novi Sad Al-Wada, squared off against familiar foe St. Petersburg, the 3rd seed, in the semifinals. Marco Savage, one of 3x3 basketball's top passers, did a lot of damage this time with a shooting stroke. He buried 3 of his team's 5 two-pointers and led the way with 7 points as the defending World Tour champs claim a 19-12 victory. Bulletproof had 6 points and Marco Sub-0-0 had 4 for Novi Sad. Alexander Lisichkin had 6 points, and he was the only St. Petersburg player to score more than 2.
In the previous game, we didn't score much for 2 points, but in this game, we got that return. Seems easy win, but it's very hard to play because we got some tournaments in a row, but we must to stay strong and win this tournament.
Amamatsu then came up short in their bid for a dream appearance in the final when they lost 19-13 to Gdansk. Michael Hicks and Pavel Pavlovsky each buried a couple of 2-pointers and scored 7 and 6 points respectively for Gdansk. Piotr Kiel also played well for Gdansk, scoring 5 points. 11th in Prague and 6th in Lausanne, Gdansk were in the Beijing final. Amamatsu's Enderbir Gil led all scorers with 8 points in defeat.
Well, we came up with a game plan from the beginning because they were a little smaller than us. So we wanted to attack that a little bit, take advantage of our size, and they was not able to keep up with it. You know, they tried to keep up a good fight, but it wasn't enough.
When it comes to getting into a rhythm for 3x3, Noah Lazarus does so with ease. He's a rapper, and he comes from a land where basketball is #1, the Philippines. It's a perfect combination for the Beijing Masters MC. Noah Lazarus remembers his first MC gig.
They called us in Manila and they said, would you guys want to MC and DJ a basketball tournament? I was like, yeah, basketball, we love basketball, let's do it. You're just throwing the fire, like, go. Oh, we got to do a game. They would explain the game just right beforehand of exactly what we're going to do. So it was very intense, and at the same time, it was, we were kind of nervous, but I think in the end, it was just fun, and it all works out. And, we feel grateful and blessed to be able to continue doing it with FIBA 3x3. And it taught us a lot as well, too, I think. Through traveling, it's also influenced everything else we do. And so it's definitely been a great ride and experience. I love basketball as well, too, so it's kind of like a blessing that it's all come together with emceeing, music, and as well as basketball because, growing up, I used to play basketball, so it's kind of cool how it all comes together. Even before we did music, me and Flav wanted to be basketball players, but unfortunately, that career path didn't work out for us. It doesn't matter where you from. This is the game we love.
Noah Lazarus enjoyed it so much that he wrote a song for the 3x3 tour in 2015. That was such a hit that he put together another one real quick for 2016.
FIBA 3x3. Noah Lazarus.
it's basketball, and you get to rap about playing basketball. And then to me, like, I think the beauty of it is when we make the songs, we try to capture that spirit. And I think with the new one, Real Quick, like, we were able to bring a little more different flavor into it. We want to be able to bring an underground feel with mainstream appeal. And I think that's what I really wanted to capture in the lyrics is that intensity in a way of the game and the mindset you have to have. I think to be a champion or even to put your life to play a sport, you really have to go out there every day. Even if it's not your best day, you have to give your best every second and you have to live it like it's your last, you know? I think it's that real.
So I'm making moves, yeah, real quick, shit, yeah.
The players of Novi Sad Al-Wada squared off against Gdansk in the Beijing final with the aim of capturing a third Masters title of the season. Only they had to make an adjustment by moving indoors because the heavy rains were falling on the normal court outside. Winners in the Utsunomiya and Demercy Masters, Novi Sad were prohibitive favorites no matter where the battle was going to be waged. And they played like it too. Their passing, their defense, and their shooting was unbelievable. Gdansk fell behind early, and Novi Sad never looked back. Dusan Bulut, aka Mr. Bulletproof, was his usual excellent self with 7 points, and his D was just crazy. Novi Sad got a big game out of their fill-in for Dejan Majstorovic as well, who missed the Beijing Masters with an ankle injury. Marco Dugosia, the man that replaced the Maestro in this game, had 6 key points. Marco Savage and Marco Zero also had 4 points apiece as Novi Sad won 21-9 to claim their third title this season. For Gdansk, second place was still an impressive finish. The Polish team got 8 points from Shootout contest winner Michael Hicks, and this was their best Masters performance overall, something to build on as they look to close the season strong.
It was a wonderful trip, man. It was very nice. Besides the rain, man, everything was good. The fans was wonderful. The people were wonderful. Y'all were always, nice and like always. So it was a pleasure.
For Novi Sad, yes, the 2014 and 2015 World Tour winners, they're on a roll.
It was a statement game. We wanted to show who is the #1 team in the world. It continued to cement our legacy. We have something that proves that we are #1 team.
There were dunks, game-winning shots, humongous blocks, and plenty of razzle-dazzle, baby, at the Beijing Masters. Fasten your seatbelts, it's about to go down. Here are the best plays that people are still talking about. Coming in at number 5, Dusan Bulut isn't just #1 in the world for his scoring. He can also play some mean defense like he did on this occasion. This one put him on the SWAT team for show. At number 4, Enderbir Gill just leaves his man for dead with a ridiculous crossover and then takes it right at the big man. Gotta give it up to the whirling dervish from Hamamatsu for that one. At number 3, you gotta like White Jordan going up and getting it. He throws the putback down with some power, and he enjoys the view from the rim, too. At number 2, failure to box out Majak is never gonna end well for a team. The big fella takes this one out on the rim with the sick putback. And at number 1, Dusan Bulut, aka Mr. Bulletproof, breaks out the playground moves for Novi Sad Al-Wada. The world's #1 goes through the legs and takes it all the way to the rim, making the defense look silly. The Beijing Masters was entertaining to watch with plenty of highlights, but no time to look back. The next Masters is right around the corner. It'll be the last Masters of the season, y'all, when we finally learn the name of the 12 finalists live from beautiful Mexico City, the 24th and 25th of September. Remember, you can follow it live with the hashtag 3x3WT on FIBA 3x3 social media channels on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. So Zai Chen from Beijing will see you in Mexico City.